My
Right.
signal is bad here.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe it's because, as I said, probably I guess most people know, but I'm deployed. So
Yeah.
right, like about this time is when everyone's talking back home to their families.
Oh,
So
right. Yeah.
why it gets a little bit slower.
I never thought of that. Right. Now we've got you. So,
Yeah.
how did you find out first that you were being used by scammers?
Um, I believe everything happened when one of the military pages that they repost pictures. One of the first time they reposted my picture. That's when I started getting messages from different women all over the world saying that they were being catfished by me. And at first, I thought it would be something temporary, something that wouldn't last long.
Mm.
But with time, I realized, I came to realize that the problem was like worse than I thought. And until today, every single day I wake up and I have messages in my inbox from different women. So I was basically the way that I found out I was being contacted by those women.
Yeah. And the thing is that it's it's all the time with you, isn't it? It's constant because you're used everywhere. You're used on dating sites, you're used on social media. I do hate to say it, but you are used on gay sites as well. So you were used everywhere.
That's correct. I see everyone saying hi. I just want to say hi to everyone because I get a bunch of hi, hi, hi. So, hi everyone. And before I get into this, I just want to say I know it's not my fault, but still, I like to apologize. I hate that people are using my pictures and catfishing people and making them fall in love and send money. I know it's not me, but still, considering it's my picture, I really feel bad. So I want to apologize to all of you. I try my best to control and warn people about it, but sometimes it's just impossible based on the amount of people that they are
Yeah.
contacting. But
And
I
I
just
think
want to hi
I
to
think
everyone.
it's worth saying as well that you can't do anything about it.
That's correct.
Nothing at all.
What I can do is basically post about it in my page.
Mm.
But by the time that I post on my page, uh, means that the person is already following me, and by that time they already been catfished. So
Yeah.
it's hard for me to know who they're talking to because they usually talk to these people before I
Mm.
find out. So by the time that I find out and that they find my page, it's too late already. So
People
it's
come to us and say, well, why can't you do something? Why can't they go to the FBI? Why can't they go to the army? Why can't they go? They're coming from Nigeria and Ghana. There isn't a law there. So there is actually nothing that you can do to control what's happening to your pictures. They've got them.
That's correct. Even if I try, I receive a lot of messages of people asking me to actually put a watermark on my pictures with my Instagram name on it. But the issue is that they already have all my pictures. So
Yeah.
for me to start doing this right now, it's just that doesn't make sense because they already have access to most of my pictures. So, and I've seen even them erasing or making
Mhm.
Photoshop stuff where they will remove the watermark.
Yeah.
So, every time we try to go one step up, they go one step up and they do something else.
There's
And as
plenty, yeah. There's plenty of the other soldiers that they and Marines and well, military used. They will watermark them, and we get them all the time. I'm talking to this person. He's using the name Kelvin Scott, and you can you look at the picture, and it's got Steve Kaufman on the picture. And I said, but it's watermarked a different name. Oh, well, he just does that for security, but it's a different name. So they get round it.
it's as I said, and people always the same thing when they contact me and they expect me to actually look for the contact
Mm.
FBI, CIA.
Yeah.
Um, Even though I'm military, I have like a double position. So I'm a military, and at the same time, I'm a federal agent here in the United States. So it's a jurisdiction problem, right? We don't have jurisdiction over people in Nigeria. So
Mm.
basically, there is nothing that we can do out of the United States. If it
No.
was a matter that was coming out of the United States, yeah, we can find, can try to do some investigation and try to prosecute those people. But considering they're coming out of Nigeria, we don't have jurisdiction of Nigeria, so that's basically nothing that I can do in regards to all what those guys are doing.
Yes, somebody's asked what a watermark is. Simply we mean putting a name on. Putting a name on so that, you know, in theory, the scammer can't use them. But the scammers do use them. They'll just maybe, instead of calling Filippe Kelvin, which I'm sorry, Filippe, that's our joke name, because scammers like Kelvin, they think it's popular, but it's a nice joke. You know, so they'll just use your own name. If you put your name on there, they will just use that. So, you know, I want to get over as much as I can. There is absolutely nothing you can do.
That's correct.
There really, really isn't. There's nothing you can do. And there's no good sending to Filippe. You know, we get, again, all the time, I'd like to talk to him. I'd like him to know all about my scam. He can't do anything about it. You know, so please don't do it. Leave him. Because, you know, the thing is, Filippe, that you don't actually have anything to do with the actual scam. So you can't do anything with the aftermath of the scam. You know?
Yeah, that's correct. So, yeah.
And so you're deployed at the moment. You're away. Now, I want you to tell all these ladies that you get paid while you're away.
I've said this so many times before, but I will gladly say one more time. I understand a lot of people, they don't really understand how the military works. So I try as much as I can to kind of educate some of these people in regards of the military and how things work, right? So one of the most basic things is when we're deployed, we're still getting paid. We still receive our salary, right? On top of this, a lot of soldiers are able to save a lot of money when we are deployed, because not only we're getting paid, but we also don't have expenses while we're here. We have free food, we have free doctors, we have everything that we need here, all the assistance that we need. It's not like they drop us here and say goodbye, have a good life. No, we are here, but we have assistance like 24 hours a day. We have a dentist here. We have everything that we need on top of our salary. So when we're back home, we have all the expense with food and the extra stuff. But when you deploy, we are able to save money. So one thing that I can promise you, all of you guys, is that we are not desperate for money, or we don't need anyone's money while we're here. We don't, right?
And you don't pay for internet. You don't need iTunes cards. You don't need cards for anything.
No, we don't have access to, you know, like anything that I can't even imagine what I could do with iTunes card. I don't know what's the whole deal with them, but I would never ask for anyone any type of card or anything like this. You know, there's so many red flags out there. You know, I've been dealing with for so long, and there's so many red flags that I can tell you guys. From them not even knowing what the United States flags look like, and they post something different. Like you can get by their grammar, the way that they write. There's so many things, so many red flags that I could be here the whole day talking about all the red flags. But one of the biggest issues is that when the person actually find out that they're talking to scammers, and they won't stop. Because I believe it gets to a point where they get so emotionally attached to the person that even myself, I tell them, it's not me. You're not talking to me. And then I come to find out that these people are still talking to these scammers and still entertaining. And the same person come like after 1 or 2 weeks, and they still ask me, you sure that's not you? Is this not your phone number? So it gets to a point that it doesn't matter what I tell them. They are so emotionally attached that they won't believe me.
We've got the same. I mean, women will come to the page and we'll tell them that it's a scam, and we'll tell them why. I mean, we never just say to them, you're being scammed. I'll tell them why. We'll prove it to them. They'll come back three months later and they'll say, I wish I believed you, because he's had another $30,000 from me. You know? I mean, it's quite amazing the amount of money that these scammers manage to make. It's not small amounts of money.
That's their full-time job. they live out of this. They will sit in front of a computer and have a cell phone, and they will be talking to 50, 60, 70 women at the same time. That's what they do for a living. They don't do anything else. And they're living pretty well. And I can see, based on the pictures that you guys post, with all the money that they've been holding and all the cars and all the stuff they've been posting, I believe they're having a better life than I do.
Absolutely.
Using my pictures. You know?
Absolutely. You know, I've got this thing about, you know, they want an iPhone, the latest iPhone, they ask for one, they get a few. You know, they can get anything that they want just by, I love you, babe. You know, those 3 words, you know, love you, babe, is the most powerful 3 words in the universe. Because if you look at the chat with the women, it's, I really need a new phone. I've broken my phone, and if you send me a new phone, then we'll be able to video chat. Love you, babe. And you know, you've got these requests for money and or goods, and then you've got I love you very much, honey. You know, and this thing, Filippe, about being married to you. You must have had lots of those.
I've had from people being married to me. I have fiancés, I have girlfriends.
You have lots.
I have kids contacting me saying, my mom thinks that she's talking to you. Can you please tell my mother it's not you? I have kids telling me, kids literally telling me, my mother is about to divorce my father. She's getting divorced because she believes you're coming to stay with her. So it's getting to a point that people are getting divorced thinking that they're about to be, you know, have a life with me. And, you know, as I said, I try what I can. I do what I can, but it gets to a point that's out of control. And literally there is nothing that I can do.
And they like a married woman, because if they get a married woman who's then going to turn around and want to divorce her husband, she gets closer to the scammer because he becomes her best friend. Because he's saying, you know, you just tell them to get out the way. You know, I'll look after you. We'll have this marvelous life. So they actually are pulling her away from her family, and the scammer's telling her that he's going to give her everything she wants. And we've got women who have been like married for 30 years, you know, and they're getting divorced. Now, Filippe, I wanted something else as well. It's a little sort of thing of mine, and you can be as honest as you like about this. And I've got a thing about this age difference thing. You know, the scammer will tell the woman age is just a number. Now, the thing is, I get fake profiles of you, right? And they'll tell me age is just a number. Now, I think that's ridiculous. And you can be as honest as you like, but you're not going to want a woman 30 years older than you, are you?
That's you. I mean, you know, I don't want to sound, you know, mean or anything like that. And if I do, I apologize. But, you know, it's not some, I don't know about other service members, maybe something that they are into. I don't know about their preference, but I can talk for myself that I'm not interested in someone that's way older than me. It's not something that would be myself interested, right? And it's something that people that follow me, they ask me, they're like, you know, these women don't realize that, you know, you're young, too young for them. But it's hard because they, as I said, those scammers create this whole emotional connection that make them believe that would be possible. So at the same time that I'm saying here, you know, it's not my preference, I cannot blame them for falling for it, because the scammers have this sweet way of talking to them that they will make them believe.
And I think as well, you know, we get plenty of women who will say, and men, you know, because men get scammed as well, but we have plenty come to us and say, but they caught me at a vulnerable time. I never thought it could happen to me. And that's the whole thing, because maybe on a normal time in your life, that they wouldn't fall for this. And, you know, just at some time, they're having a rough time, they're having a bad time. Bang comes in the scammer, and for a reason that they can't decide later, they will fall for the scammer at that particular time. And the thing is that it's very, very difficult for us to say we don't know why it happens. It doesn't matter, we don't know why it happens. We just have to understand it does. And the more that you can tell them, it's not you, it's not other servicemen, you know, because I don't think any serviceman at all is going to go through social media and send somebody a message that's hello dear. You know, it's just not going to happen, is it?
No, that's I've have received, you know, quite a good amount of conversations and the ways that they talk to people, and the reality is, you know, by me reading, you know, since these people are playing me, they're using my pictures, the way when I see they talk to people, I had a few times that I laughed and I said, there's no way they will talk to someone like this.
No.
It's just not the way that I talk to people. But I understand they, you know, whoever they're talking to wouldn't know about it. But myself, when I see this conversation, I was like, it's just not how I talk to people at all. Like, I'll never approach someone like this.
No.
But you know, that's they say some stuff that's so repetitive. One of the things that they most say is like the whole "we are on a peacemaking mission." This is something that the military here, I can talk about, you know, us, the military in the United States, we don't use this kind of, we don't say we are in a peacemaking mission. We don't even talk about what type of mission we are. We are not allowed to. That's something.
I particularly like it when they're on a secret mission.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, they don't make spies like they used to, do they? You know,
Yeah.
You're not gonna contact somebody and say, I'm on a secret mission to Nigeria, babe.
No, we don't talk about any type of mission that we are. Most of the times we don't like to disclose location, times, days. We try as much as we can to, you know, maintain all the information, you know, as secret as possible when every time we deploy. But so that's a lot of red flags. And then I see a lot of scammers also sending pictures of ID card.
That was what I was
okay.
saying, yeah.
That's completely like against the rules. No service member will never send you a picture of their ID card, ever. We're not allowed to.
Locked up, no. And passport's the same. I know in British military, and I assume you're the same. If you have a passport picture, it's not in uniform.
No, passport picture, no.
No, because my son's in the Navy here, and I was many years ago. I think the ships were made of wood when I was in the Navy, but yeah, passport pictures were not in uniform. You know, for obvious reasons, because if you lost your passport or you were taken and you had your passport taken, you're in uniform, that's showing that you're in the military, so that you're more in danger. And yet they send out ID cards and passports all the time.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't. Something when I see it, it's a big red flag. And then I see, of course, my picture. I have a rank on my hat in my PC. We call PC, and at the same time, my ID card is saying a different rank. So my rank's not even matching. You know, it's a lot of red flags. But again, if they are talking to someone that has no idea how the military works, I would understand, because they wouldn't know, right, about this whole, all the rules and everything else. So that's why on my profile I try as much as I can to put as much information out there so people can learn about it. But it's still, you know, at least every other day I will wake up to some like pretty bad messages, people calling me liar, people saying that I'm a piece of this, that I'm like this, and that I'm that.
I think it's one of the worst things is when they blame you.
Yeah.
And you know, they'll come to us as well and say, I know he's the scammer. I know he's the real scammer, because they've seen you on a video. We've talked about this. That no, they have. You know, they can take a video from your Instagram and they can play it. And a video is as easy to steal as a picture is. So they can take a video, and as long as the woman sees you move, it's you on a video call. But it isn't. And I think it's very wrong of them to come to you and accuse you of being the scammer, because I'm sorry, Filippe, but anybody who's a scammer who uses their own pictures and steals money is not a very good criminal. You know what I mean? If it is going to be you, you're not going to use your own pictures. There you are. You'd be arrested in a day.
Yeah, I don't know. They come to my profile. And not only they call me liar and stuff, some people will actually start doubting that my profile is actually
Yeah.
real. They're going to start saying, I've had some people saying that I'm another fake, I'm just another fake. And anyone that knows the basic of social media and see the number of followers that I have would kind of see that, yeah, that's my real account. But still, they have, I don't know, for some reason, they won't believe. They think that I'm just another fake account. And at this point, I'm just used to it. You know, there's nothing really that I can do. Some of them, after some time following me, they will actually apologize. But some other people, they don't change. They keep like calling me
Yeah.
names and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So,
It's just it's sometimes something that I can't ever understand. If you know, they're talking about this Porter and Ty Donaldson and things like that. You know, they have accounts just like yours, and you know, the thing is, I can go on your account, and most days, or at least that week, you know, I can see what you're doing. Now the thing is that I've got one at the moment who's not using you, but using Staff Sergeant, and he's a recruiter. And there was a picture on of him in a swimming pool with his child yesterday, and the woman will not have it that's a genuine picture of him on his real account. You know, it's and women have got to use their brain a little bit, you know.
yeah.
And the fact that you're not going to falsify your Instagram account to make it look as if you're somewhere else.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean,
You know,
the last thing that I have seen them doing is, you know, I've said multiple times on my profile, this is my only Instagram and all the other social medias that I don't use or I don't have. And one of them is TikTok. TikTok's getting really popular right now. Everyone is making TikTok accounts. And since TikTok came out, I have never made a TikTok account. And I was really clear on when I post on my profile and I said, I do not have a TikTok account. So whenever I had a friend that has a TikTok account, I asked him, can you look up my name and see from there as well? So as soon as he type up my name, here it comes. There's like more than 20 profiles with my name. And the number one profile has over 3,000 followers. And I'm like how? You know, how they have more than 3,000 people following their profile.
Yeah. Can I just mention somebody that's just you know, something that's just come up there? Because what happens is, if a woman will comment on your profile, they will get a contact from another fake saying they're you, and they'll say something like that you have a manager on your main account. So can you talk to them on Hangouts? Because you don't want the manager to know that you're talking to other women. You are the only one who handles your Instagram account.
Yeah. That's why I have Instagram, which for me is already enough. I have like, it keeps me a little bit busy. So I don't have a manager. I never, ever in my entire life had a Hangouts account. Never. Never. And I know that I know that's the number one things, app I believe that you should talk to women, but I've never had a Hangouts account in my life, ever.
I think personally, the Hangouts is the biggest red flag of all. Mm-hmm. I actually don't know anybody real that's on Hangouts. I don't know anybody that uses it, you know, in the course of their life. It all seems to be run by scammers and used by scammers. But they'll come on and say, you know, I don't want the manager to know, you know. So the thing is, you will not ever be contacting anybody. You don't want to talk to somebody on WhatsApp. You don't want to talk to somebody on Hangouts or Telegram, I think, is another one that I don't know. And I hate TikTok. I would bomb TikTok with Hangouts. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, Filippe, how we get this message across to so many people.
It's hard. As I said, the way they reach out to people is way, there are so many guys doing this, so many scammers, and they're targeting so many women that it's impossible for me to control. And as I said, by the time that they find my real profile, they already have been scammed. So even though they learn about me and, you know, here's his
Yeah.
real profile, it's
Yeah.
too late. You
Yeah.
know, I can't prevent this happening.
Yeah.
I can't. I wish I could, but I can't. And
Yeah.
then let me just say one more thing. That's one of the, I guess, biggest thing that I get from people that they always tells me about this. So let me explain something. People keep asking me, why don't I verify my profile? Because Instagram has the little blue check mark to verify your profile. So let me say to everyone, it's not as simple to verify a profile like people think.
We have a contact at Instagram. As you know, we can get lost ones back. We can get fake accounts taken down. We cannot get verified, and they know who we are.
Exactly. I have tried. I have tried quite a few times. In the process, they will look you up online to see if you're famous, if you're someone like, you know, a public figure. So if you don't have enough material online saying that you're basically famous, they're not going to give a blue check mark.
No, because they want you to bring more people in, you know. And the thing is that we all really think that at least with the military, it should be an automatic check mark, because you can prove who you are. It's very easy for you to prove to Instagram who you are, and they could protect you with that.
Yeah, I have, like, you know, I would believe that somehow they would see how many fake profiles I have reported and taken down, you know, and I'm not asking for a blue check mark because I'm famous or because I'm someone well known. I'm just asking a blue check mark so people can see that's my real profile, and they can stop reporting me thinking that I'm fake, and also stopping calling me a liar and all that stuff, you know. And still Instagram, for some reason, they will not give me. They won't. You know, so I mean, just to finish this, I have tried. It's just, it's not as simple.
I have asked several times, and I've been told sort of off the record that, you know, if you spend money with them advertising and things like that, I know as many people who spent a fortune advertising with Instagram, and they still can't get a check mark. So I think, you know, unless you're Justin Bieber, I don't think they want to give you a check mark.
Exactly.
You know, and
that's correct.
It's wrong, because the thing about Instagram, they're very much like these influencers. You know, they like to have these influencers who are going to bring people into Instagram, and everybody's going to come and see, yet they won't verify you.
Yeah, that's just their policy, their rules, and that is nothing that I can do. I probably have to request a good, like, 2 or 3 times, and every time they deny, you gotta wait another few months until you can actually request again. But it's just got to a point where I'm like, they're not gonna give me unless there's some, you know, I come out on the news or something and I become someone well known. They're not really gonna give me this blue check mark. And some people just don't understand this. They think that I have never requested when I have in fact already requested. So.
Yeah, it's all right, people. You know, it's very easy for people to say, well, he can do something about it. He can get a check mark. He can do this. He can do. There is nothing in scams. There's nothing, and it's not going to stop from the other side. No. It's not going to stop from Nigeria.
No, because they're making good money. They're making, you know, I believe they start making you know, a good amount of money, and they start actually spreading and giving to their friends and stuff, and it's just out of control, and they won't stop because they're making money.
We've seen an increase in the first amounts of money that they ask now, where before they would start off with a couple of $100 and then go up from there. We've seen them start at, you know, a couple of $1,000 and go up from there, because mostly they know they're going to get it.
That's correct. I have people, as I said, at least every day, every other day, telling me how they lost 10,000, 15,000, 20, 30, 40,000, iPhones, laptops, you know, everything that you can imagine. You know, I have received the people, you know, messages of people telling me that, you know, how much money they lost and stuff. I mean, other than actually saying, you know, I'm sorry, like, I don't know what to tell them, because I wasn't aware of this. I've never seen that person in my life. So there is nothing that I can do or even stop this. No. You know,
the only thing that will stop it is people knowing about it, so that when they get a contact from a man they don't know, they know about it, so they just throw it away and don't talk to them. And that is the absolute only way that it's going to happen, because they're not going to stop. It's, you know, we get everything from $10 to $1 million that come through our page. We've had a couple of where they've lost $1 million. $250,000 is not much. I bet you would really love them. You know, when you think about how much money that they've been made with your picture, you know, it's scary. It's scary.
Yeah, it's as I said, it's impossible to stop. People need to kind of have a little bit of common sense and stop sending money to someone they have never seen in person, or never seen, at least talked for 5 minutes on a video call. You know, we are in 2020 right now. Every single person has a phone that has a camera on it,
and the cameras work.
Yeah. If they try to pull this whole, my camera is not work, send me a new phone, that's already a red flag and should stop.
Yeah. And this is a video chat. You know, you in the gym is not a video chat. You sat in front of the camera talking to me. That is a video chat. Do you get them mentioning the package that you're going to send them? Do you get them talking about the package scam?
What packaging scam?
There is a scam that they do, and it's very, very common, where you are in Afghanistan and you want to send them a package, and in that package is a couple of bars of gold that you've been given, and, you know, $50,000. Now,
I haven't heard that.
And it's very, very common, Filippe, because what they do is then they arrange for this package to be on its way. So the actual scammer is not asking for the money. They have a fake website from a courier. So the courier then contacts the victim and says, oh, we found some money in this. We need an anti-money laundering certificate. We need a customs check. We need this. So they're asking for every part along the way. They're asking for money to be paid for that package. Well, of course, the package doesn't exist. But you've answered my question by never having heard of that, because it would not happen. No, he hasn't been promoted. Well, no, you have been promoted, haven't you, while you were there? Somebody's asking if you've been promoted.
Oh yes, I have been promoted while I'm deployed. Yes, I got promoted. That's true. But the things that the scammers have been watching my profile so close, that of course they know the information, and I'm guessing they probably have been telling people that you know, he got promoted. But yeah, I did get promoted. This is real. It happened to me. But you know, I guess just be careful. Another really common thing that I see is, and people need to understand, is when we're deployed, if you are having any issues back home with our family, right? If I have any health issues, as far as my mother, my father, if anyone has any issues, we're gonna receive a Red Cross message here, and the Army will fly me back home.
Yeah.
So I won't spend one single dollar. I won't spend anything.
Yeah.
I'm having an issue. My family will notify Red Cross or my chain of command. They will notify me here, and the Army will pay for me to fly home. I don't need anyone's money to fly home. I don't need anyone's money for my parents' treatment of anything. You know, I don't. I will never ask for this type of money for nothing like that.
And am I right in your medical insurance does cover family?
Yes, that's correct.
So there's no part of your family you would never ever need any money for.
No, I don't need money from anyone for anything. Not for, you know, medical expense, not for iTunes card, not for Walmart cards, and I don't
get that. Yeah.
So
and the Army flies you back, and you see, I can never understand this as well. You know, we've got plenty of always deployed to Syria, and I've paid for him, and I've got an air ticket, you know, showing he's left Damascus airport and he's on his way to Heathrow airport or something like that. You're not going to get a soldier. You're not going to get anybody in the military who's going to turn up at Damascus airport, you know, and fly out.
Yeah.
You know, it is simply the army takes care of you.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if you're back home. It doesn't matter if you're deployed. The army will give us food. The army will give us medicine. We have hospitals. We have everything that we need. As I said, we have dentists. We have everything that we need here. We don't starve. We are not thirsty. We are not like, we have everything provided to us. And on top of this, we're still getting paid. So.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. You've been out on patrol and you've lost your gun, or you broke the gun, so you've got to pay for a replacement. And that's a common one as well.
Yeah,
I know, we can laugh, you know, but that's a common one. Yeah. And it happens, you know. These are the stories that come out with. And the thing is that people will say to me, but I don't know the US Army. That doesn't matter. You know, that wouldn't happen in any army. I don't know whether it happens in the Nigerian army, but, you know, it wouldn't happen in any army at all.
Yeah, I saw some people comment saying if I have access to my bank account. When we're deployed, we have internet, so I can log in on my bank account. My payments go in my bank account every month, twice a month, like always been before. So I can go online, I can check my bank account, I can see everything that's happening. I have every single soldier has their debit card that they can go in the PX. The PX is a little store that sells food, clothes, or whatever. We can go there. We can buy stuff with debit card. So we are fine financially. We have access to our bank accounts. So it's, as I said, scammers, they give you guys this idea that we get thrown in the jungle or in the desert, and we are there.
You're in a tent.
Yeah, and that's not the reality. We have all the support that we need. We have people by our side. We have soldiers, chain of command, everyone supporting us to everything that we need. And again, I wish more people would know about this, but unfortunately, people are still falling for the whole, I need money for medical expense, for food, to fly home. It's just not how the military works.
But if you lose your debit card, then you contact your bank and they arrange for a new one. You don't lose your debit card, do you? You know, I mean, that's another common thing.
I mean, I've never lost my debit card myself, but if I do, I have internet on my phone that I can cancel my debit card and I can ask for a new one, and we can receive mail here. So my bank can send me a debit card to where I am right now.
And you would never have a Nigerian agent that was going to pick up a parcel for you.
We don't have any connection with Nigerians at all. Like, we don't talk to them. We don't at all.
The US Army is not deployed in Nigeria.
No.
Mm-mm. Because that's a big thing, that you're deployed in Nigeria to fight Boko Haram, I think it is. And, you know, the Nigerian army takes care of that. You know, or the Talibans, that's one. It's not a Taliban, it's the Talibans. No, you know, and it's changed a little bit. The person at the bottom, come and ask us on the page, because I think isn't it at mail.mil is your military email address now?
Yeah, it's always .mil at mail.mil. No, .mil at mail.mil. Yes.
Yeah. And because us.army.mil, but that's an older one. They actually changed the system, so it just went to mail.
We don't have US Army in our emails.
No,
it doesn't say US Army in our email. It just says
mail.mil
at mail.mil.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you know, the thing is, you're not having a Gmail and something else, Filippe, and I know these are all pretty common sense things, but we have things where he'll go and ask his commander. You know, I'm his fiance, and he'll go and ask his commander if he can come home and arrange our wedding. Now, you know, I've actually known one or two commanders in my time, real ones in US places, and I don't know anybody that would get involved with anything to do with their men.
we would never ask our, chain of command to go back home because of a wedding.
Yeah,
Whenever we deploy for a reason. We have a mission, and the mission will be completed until it doesn't matter what's the situation, unless, as I said, is a
yeah,
death of some type of family or something like this. Then the chain of command usually will open an exception and let people fly home
yeah.
whenever it's something important. But as far as if you're gonna marry someone, just being completely
Yeah.
honest, they don't care. They don't care if you're gonna marry
No.
someone. They're gonna tell you you married this person whenever we are done here.
Well, it doesn't make sense that you're going to get emergency leave to go and marry a woman that you've
No,
never met.
that would never happen.
No. And I
Uh-uh.
would think if it was the British military, and you're in the British military, and you wanted to get married to a non-US citizen, there would be a lot of hoops to jump through, wouldn't there? I
Um,
mean, you're not in a position of just saying, "I love you, babe. Will you marry me?"
no, that's not how. I mean, I don't think that's how life overall works, right? I'm not even talking about military.
No.
I'm talking about regular people.
Yeah.
Who gets married to someone in a short period of time like this, even without actually knowing the person and being with the person for some time, right? Now we're talking about this common sense about how normal life is, right?
Yeah.
How am I gonna propose or even ask someone to marry me that I've never been with in my life or I've never actually seen in a video, or it just doesn't
No.
make sense,
It doesn't.
So
And you want to be with, you want to be stood in front of somebody and looking at them and talking to them, because you can be as in love as you like with a set of pictures and a set of very nice words. It's not. It might be an attraction, it might be infatuation, but it's
right.
not like that.
That's
So, right. I hope we've dispelled a few myths tonight. Thank you so much for persevering.
Is there any other questions? Anything that you guys want to know?
Anybody?
I don't know if anyone has any other questions um, before I leave.
Yeah,
Feel
because
free to ask me anything.
we've got some time. I don't know what time we started, but yeah, that's why I mentioned, things like this package, because it's a terrible thing. It's we get it all the time about wanting to send a package, and the things the things that they say is things like the Afghanistan government have rewarded you with gold, or they've rewarded you with thousands of dollars, and that you want to send it to somebody, and the person they're talking to is the only person they've got in the world, so they've got to send it to them, and it just it just doesn't happen. So if anybody has got a question for Filippe?
Yeah, it's just they make those some crazy stories, and I don't know, they have this power where they can persuade, they can actually make people believe on them.
Yeah.
But if you step back a little bit and you put your emotions to the side and you step back and start analyzing what those guys are saying, I'm pretty sure most of these people, before they fall for it, they believe that they know they're in the back of their head, they believe they're being scammed. They think that's not right, but they let the emotions take over, and they still go with it. Even though they have their doubts, they still go for it.
I always say that tell the story to yourself as if your friend was telling it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because if a friend told you the same story, that you'd think, oh no, that's not right. That couldn't be right. That's not going to happen. And I think if it was like from outside, they would learn to think about it, a different way. Odessa isn't Odessa, Russia, or Ukraine, somewhere like that. And the thing, there's no Russian troops there's no American troops in Russia. They're not even friends. What is a watermark? That is just making a name on it. That's all. Yeah.
It's sad, that I really, I know that sometimes you cannot have the punishment, or you cannot enforce the law and actually make them pay for what they're doing, but I'm the type of guy that I truly believe that if we cannot bring justice and actually do something, I believe God will at some point. You know, if they don't pay now with us here on earth, they're gonna pay later for everything they're doing. And you
And they're
know,
so religious.
it's
They are incredibly religious
yeah,
people. I mean, you know, you get this thing about being God-fearing, and they can quote scripture better than most priests. And they do. And people believe them because they use religion so much. You know, people do people do believe them because they see this Christian thing, they see this praising God and everything. There's
yeah.
a
I've
lady
seen.
asking me about Odessa. Are you talking to somebody who's saying that they're in somewhere called in Odessa?
If I'm talking to someone on
No,
this,
no, no. It's the lady that's coming up and asking a question about. But you know, the US Army are not in everywhere. Filippe, can you video chat while deployed? Filippe is deployed and he is video chatting.
yes, we can. We can, you know, most of the times, you know, we're not gonna be video chatting the whole day. We have work to do. We have, you know, we are pretty busy here. But that's what I said. The issue that I was having with connection here in the beginning is because everyone, when it gets about 10 o'clock at night, everyone's video chatting their family back home and friends and stuff like this. So yes, we can video chat. Don't fall for a scammer saying I'm deployed and my commander don't let me video chat. That
Yeah,
doesn't work. That's not how it is. Okay,
yeah,
everyone's allowed to video chat, and most of the guys that I know here video chat their girlfriends, wives, and kids. They
yeah,
do almost like every single day, so that shouldn't be an excuse.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we hear exactly the same because obviously, you know, I don't like to tell anybody anything unless I've checked it first.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, so it's okay for me to say yes, oh yes, they can video, but it's better coming from you.
Yeah. Another big red flag that I've seen on their profiles, and I don't know why they do this, but when you look, I mean, as I said, there's so many red flags that I could point, right? Number one is whenever they put their name, their Instagram name, and has a lot of numbers on it. Mike 113567, John 33412, whatever. Like normal people don't put that many numbers on an Instagram name, right? So there's the red flag right there. The second one, whenever you look over the description of their Instagram, the last thing they're gonna say is gonna have a link saying gmail.com. And actually, I don't know why they do this, but whenever you look right there, whenever they're describing themselves as a God-fearing person,
Mm-hmm.
I'm honest, loyal, and a good man. Whenever they do this, the last thing that they will say is gonna be gmail.com. It's gonna be a little blue link saying gmail.com. I don't know why I do that. Why they do that. And the third thing that they usually, you know, it's a way of getting how someone is fake is it's pretty common for normal people to be tagged into pictures, right? So Instagram has whenever you look in their main feed, the third block right there on the right side of the Instagram main page, you can see the pictures that person has been tagged.
Yeah,
And if you look on my profile, you're gonna see that I'm tagging a lot of different people
yeah,
pages and a lot of, you know, you're gonna see a lot of pictures I'm tagged. Whenever you go to a scammer profile, he's never tagged
yeah.
on anyone's profile. So
And
that's a big flag right there.
yeah, there's no chat. There's no, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the scammer might post, it is a sunny day, but something like that. But if you look at your, you know, you put a picture on and you are chatting to different people,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that you might put in the gym or something like that, but there's always somebody comes in and saying, what you doing, nice
Yeah,
to see you or something like that. They don't have that interaction in a scammer
yeah.
one. And something else come up again, no gift cards, no money. He doesn't use iTunes. They don't use gift cards for internet. It is provided, you
I
know?
don't know. I don't know. I don't know myself one single service member that has Hangouts. I just don't. Like we don't use Hangouts. We just it's just not popular or it's just not something that we use. Yeah, might have one or other people that use that I don't know, but most of the service members that I know they never heard about Hangouts in their life. So
No.
whenever someone asks you to go chat on Hangouts or Kick or whatever they ask for is just a big red flag, like a big red flag. We don't do this. If
No.
they tell they're in a peacemaking mission, it's a big red flag. We don't tell people that, like, it's not a common thing to say that we are in a peacemaking. We are not anywhere to like make peace.
Well,
It's not. We don't say this.
no, and
We're,
also they'll say things like Afghanistan and Syria, and they'll say they're on a UN peacekeeping mission. The UN's not there with the peacekeeping mission. It's a war. You can't keep the peace when there has never been any, you know. And the UN has a site where you can go on. The UN has a site that shows you a list of their peacekeeping missions.
mm-hmm.
And the US Army don't really do the UN, their peacekeepers are taken from armies across the world. Go on the UN website, have a look. It will tell you the build-up of the armies that they've got. And it's from all different countries. They're not US Army. They are all different countries that go there. They will tell you on the UN website where the peacekeeping missions are. And you cannot have a peacekeeping mission in Syria or Afghanistan because there is no peace. And that's a common thing. Now they all seem to say it now.
They all say peacekeeping mission. They love to say they are like the God-fearing men, and how they're loyal, and they're like, I'm looking for a wife or whatever, a woman. It's always the same thing over and over again. And as I said, we don't have the time here to be in 10 different dating apps. So, you know, I've had, I guess every single dating app that's out there, I have people contacting me saying, I'm on Plenty of Fish, I'm on Tinder, I'm on Bumble, I'm on Mormon dating, I'm on Christian Mingle. Like every single app that you can imagine that's out there, I'm on it, right? And as I said, we don't have the time. You know, military keep us pretty busy, and we don't have the time. We are not out there trying to find, you know, someone to get married over the phone. Like it's just not. It's not gonna happen. It's not.
No. You've got things to do there. You're not going to get there and decide that I'm going to look for a wife because I'm going to retire and I want a wife for when I come home. It's just not going to happen.
No.
No.
You know, as I said, unfortunately, like there's so much that I can do, and some people, they will lack a little bit of common sense. Something that they, you know, if it's hard, like if you don't know how social media, how the internet works, you need to be careful because you gotta have a little bit of knowledge. Otherwise, this is gonna happen. You know, you're gonna send money to people they have never seen before, and then I have, as I said, kids saying, "Can you please message my mother?" Because kids nowadays, they're pretty smart with internet, and they know better than their parents. You know, so they will come to me and say, "I'm telling my mother, I'm showing my mother your real profile. I'm showing you the message that you send me saying it's not you," but she's not believing me. She's still sending those guys money.
Yeah.
You know, so
I never get that, and I don't think I ever will. You know, we will say to them, we'll give them every reason, we'll show them, you know, and give them every proof in the world. Scam boy comes back and says, "I'm real, babe," and they've gone back to the scammer.
It's correct. That's correct.
You know, you can only do so much. You really can. You know, you can only do so much. But I think you're right with saying, I don't think younger ones coming up will get caught as easy because younger ones are a lot more savvy about the internet than older ones. But we're coming up to Christmas, Filippe. We're coming up to Christmas. People buy tablets and phones for great Auntie Agnes. They will set herself up at Christmas. There you are, Auntie. You know, you've been a widow for 10 years. Get on there, talk to other widows. By January, great Auntie Agnes is buying iTunes cards for the general, you know. And we've got to get, if you've got an elderly person and they're on their internet, keep watch of them. You know, you'll watch to see if they fall down and break their hip. You won't watch to see who they're actually talking to on the internet, and you've got to, because there are hunters out there who are looking for them, and they're getting an awful lot of money. They're much richer than you and I, and they get, you know, it's silly money that they get. Really, it is really silly money. You know, it's not a couple of $100. You know, that's a lot to me. But, you know, they'll come on and say they want an iPhone, and women wouldn't buy an iPhone 11 for themselves, but they'll parcel one up and send it to Nigeria to the agent. And, you know, but thank you so much for you know, coming on and saying it as it is, because that's what we need. Because they never believe me. You know, they say to us, and all the women who you know work with us, well, you would say that, and then I'll say something like, well, you know, they are paid every 2 weeks and they are paid everywhere they are. How do you know? You know, so they're always wanting to believe the scammer.
Yeah,
all the time.
It's hard for me to break this connection, that this emotional connection that they have, and even when they actually find out my real profile and they message me, even though I tell them, one of the first things I say, you know, I apologize for what you went through, but it wasn't me that you're talking to someone else. They will still insist to call me baby. Why you don't message me love or whatever. They will transfer the emotional connection that they had with the scammers to me, you know. And I try to explain to them, you know, in the most polite way possible, you know, it wasn't me. I wasn't the person talking to you, but still they will try to transfer that connection with me, and they expect me to talk to them the same way that the scammer was talking to them.
Yeah. Filippe, you know? we've got 1 minute left.
Okay.
We've got a countdown at the top. I do want to say thank you so much. It's been really, really helpful. Thank you for persevering, and we finally got on.
Yeah, I just want to say, you know, thank you for, you know, bringing me here and letting me talk a little bit about it. Thank you everyone that was here present in this live. I hope you guys were able to learn a little bit about this whole issue. And I'm always here. Anytime you guys want to talk a little bit more about it, feel free to send me an invite and just tell me the day and the time, and you can make it happen again, so we can try to put the message out there, you know, as much as we can.
We will do it. Definitely, as you know, in the next few weeks, we're going to have a big thing coming up to Christmas, because it's really a peak time for scammers. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we will do this again, and we'll get the word across.
Anytime you guys want.
Brilliant. Thank you, Filippe.
You have a good night, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.